Nova, and we're here at Star Trek's Section 31 premiere in New York City. Hi, Michelle. How are you? I would love to know. Oh, yeah, too, Jem. Yes, we're both sparkly. So I would love to know, you are a stunt woman. So you had an injury, and then you were thinking about not doing action films anymore. And then it was Tarantino who told you to get back into it. How do you feel about that? What was it about that?
Well, the thing was, I was badly injured, and at that time, you know, when you're badly injured, you can't move, and I'm a very physical person. I'm like out exercising every single day. So for weeks, I've been, in a cast, in a neck brace, and literally just sitting, waiting for the time to go by. And I have my beautiful friends in Hong Kong was saying, what are you doing? When we see you like that, we are all so helpless because you're injured and we can't do anything to help you, to stop you. Can you rethink, your career and what you want to do and what you want to get out of it? So I was at a very low point at that point, and Quentin came to town and he wanted to meet, and Quentin is very persistent. So we went, okay, all right, let's have a quick cup of tea and be with it. And he comes and, he's exuberant, he's excited, he loves it. He truly, truly loves Hong Kong films, and he could list frame for frame every movie that I was in. And so when you're listening to someone like that, you go like, oh, wow, maybe I do make a difference, maybe.
Yes, you do.
Oh, thank you. So, and that reminded me, I love what I do. I am passionate about what I do. I just have to do it smart, right, and wise, and protect myself. So in that way, he gave me the boost to go like, get off your ass, girl. You can do this.
Good, and stay here, please.
Thanks.
Hello, how you doing? How you doing? Bold and red, bold and red. Ready. So I gotta know, are you bringing the power to Star Trek?
Yeah, why not?
And in which way? We gotta know.
Which way?
Yeah.
With a band of brethren and sistren who are pretty motley crew. They're a ragtag bunch of sorts, played by actors who just walked in.
Yes,
and yes, that's how they're my weapons.
Oh, okay.
I'm
So
just the commander-in-chief. I'm delegating. A lot is simply delegating.
So tell me about your chemistry with Michelle. We got to know, as though we're a fly on the wall.
Yeah.
Tell me, how was that?
It was amazing.
Yeah, I'm sure.
It's still there.
Amazing.
It's not going anywhere.
Tell me, what's it like working with her? I mean, were you low-key fanning, high-key fanning?
Yeah, low-key fanning, high-key fanning, both. Fanning. And then equally, knowing how to, I'm an ex-athlete, I think you know.
Yes,
so just knowing how to shake that off enough when the camera's rolling.
Right.
But the chemistry aided in that. The shake off, the able body of honor. Mm-hmm. Like I'm able to honor her while equally she allows it, but then is looking at me like, okay, get it together. Yeah, right. All of it worked.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
How are you doing?
Hi. How are you? How's it going?
How are you doing? Tonight's your night.
Yeah, like
A little nervous?
excited, mostly excited, but just on cloud nine. This whole thing has just been an absolute dream come true, and in some crazy ways, it's like a dream in the making since I was a kid, because that's when I started watching Star Trek, and became my favorite show right away. Next Generation is what brought me into the world of Star Trek, and I've been saying this a lot, but I'll say it again. Literally, I used to dream about being a part of the world. As a kid, you go, how come I can't live there, right? And you wish that you somehow could be, transported.
Well, you technically did transcend.
And then all these years later, as an adult, and that's what I was saying to myself. I remember that first day of shooting, right before I heard action, the kind of nervous butterflies that I had, but that good kind, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, keep your composure, because remember, you got a job to do, James. Because I was literally saying to myself, James, you are literally living the thing that you dreamt about when you were a child.
We love that.
So I wish it never ended. I'd be on it right now. I'm ready.
Well, I want to know, what would you tell your younger self? Would you tell him to buckle up?
What I would definitely tell my younger self is, James, you're going to make a lot of mistakes. You're going to go through some stuff, but just stay the course. Stay the course. Don't forget who you are. Don't forget what your real nature is. Understand why you were drawn to this world to begin with, and you'll be okay.
Were you always drawn to, in a way, a form of escapism, would you say, even as a young person to now? Do you find it healing in a way to get into the sci-fi world?
100%, 100%. You see, what's amazing specifically about the world of Star Trek now, I'm going to say this, is yes, as all these cool elements, the sci-fi, the special effects, the different worlds, all these alien races, and it's so cool, right? But at the core and at the end of the day, it is an optimistic vision of what the world already is when we start, right? Star Trek, the original, Season 1, Episode 1, we have already solved world hunger, poverty, disease, racial, religious, ethnic strife, all of that stuff. And now it's about what's beyond that can be explored, what the prime directive is, right? And so at the core of what it is asking what makes us much more common than separate, right? What brings us together than what draws us apart? How can we draw upon that? How do we get there? What are the difficult conversations that have to happen? At the end of the day, I'm just going to say this, I don't think many people in the Star Trek universe are going to disagree with me. Did anything great ever happen by violence ending the violence? Almost never, right? Just about never.
Can't fight fire with fire.
And that message, that inherent message, that through line of everything in the Star Trek universe, I think it spoke to me in ways I couldn't even articulate or understand when I was a kid. And as I got older, my love for the universe just grew and grew and grew and grew, because I was like, oh my gosh, no wonder why. I can't believe it. I can't express in words my gratitude and appreciation for getting a chance to live out a dream and being a part of this mission.
And if nobody has told you, your inner child is proud of you, and I'm proud of you.
Thank you so
You
much.
did it. You did it, okay? And we are so excited to watch it, and I
so
love the
much.
passion. Keep going at it.
Thank you.
Amazing.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Oh, look, we got a mirror on the
Yes,
back of this phone.
it's great for reflection. And speaking of which, the fashion is fashioning.
Oh, thank you.
I need to know. I know you're matching, but I need to know the vision for this tonight.
Okay, yeah. So first of all, my one of my besties and my stylist Emma Doyle helped me find this. We just, we wanted to nod to space. But we also wanted to have fun, and this is where we ended up. I feel like I'm wearing space seaweed, and being from the west coast of Canada, seaweed feels appropriate.
I love it. And it looks like you guys are bumping Brat up there, probably.
Thank you. Yeah, yeah, we're bumping that.
Had to make a reference.
Yeah, thank you so much, and I am so happy you did.
So I'm going to address another elephant in the room, working with Michelle. You got to let me know, what was that like? If I could be a fly on the wall, I got to know, what does she tell the team? What was her kind of like motivation to you guys?
Oh my God, she's just a dream, And the amazing thing about Michelle is that she's Michelle Yeoh, and she's so accessible, right? Like, you don't have to make your way through a fog of celebrity or Oscar winner or any of that stuff. Like, when she's there, she's there. She's super present. You look in her eyeballs, and that's a human in there. And so I was just amazed every moment I got to be with her, and she's so in her power and in her worth, and I think she brings that out in other people. And it's just such a beautiful thing to be around. I love her. I'm obsessed with her.
Girl, me too.
Hello.
Join the fan club.
Yeah.
Well, tell me a little bit about the obstacles that you had maybe for your character, and how did you overcome them?
Yeah, so when we meet Rachel Garrett in this movie, obviously she's very, very staunchly Starfleet, and she's been dropped into this world of Section 31. Maybe somebody saw something in her that made them do that, but she's a little out of her element. So I think, over the course of the film, she gets to figure out where opening up to some chaos could serve the greater good, and and help her to loosen up a little bit.
Yeah, we heard that this one is going to be a little edgy and unpredictable. Would you confirm?
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I think we're pushing some stuff.
We look forward to watching it and bumping Brat on the way.
Bumping that. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Enjoy. Hi, you look so beautiful. Sorry. Oh, really? You know, it's so funny. We actually did American Born Chinese, and Philip Lim came over and he was like playing with it.
It's unique. It's unique. It's functional. You can make it however you want, and I want one.
Yes, and you're a fashion girly. Let's talk about this vision for this evening. Let's get into the details. What was the vision?
The vision. Always. I'm kidding. At home, I'm usually in sweats. But on the carpet, yeah, for sure. This is very Philippa Georgiou inspired. The colors, the black, the golds, and very strong. You know, the armor kind of sequence. Yeah.
And you're a nail girly too. So
I'm a nail girly too.
Nail girlies unite. I love it. I love it.
Wait, let me see yours.
Yes, it's like a circus theme, and I love you. Thank you so much. Well, tell me about the elephant in the room, working with Michelle. My God, legend. How was that? Tell me.
Yeah, she's a legend. Yeah. It's surreal. It's very sentimental to me. It's amazing. She means so much to the Star Trek community, the film community, the Asian community. The list can go on forever. The action community.
Definitely.
So it's surreal, truly.
And my last question, what do you hope that fans take away from this film?
I just hope they have a good time. It's action-packed. It has funny moments. It's heartfelt and heartbreaking and crazy, and you should maybe watch it.
Yeah, maybe. And we will. High five. You sold it to me. We're here. All right, see you, Nail Girly. Thank you. All right, girl. You are serving the fashion, okay? Yes, yes, yes. Delivered.
You must go with it. It's Star Trek. We are not going with simple, you know?
Not basic girls. Definitely not here. All right, we got to start with the hair. I love it. Was this your idea?
Honestly, my hairstylist is Riyadh. He's from Syria. He's amazing. I was just like, I want to take a risk. I showed him my outfit, and he was like, I know what we're going to do.
Yes, girl.
All he said was like, spikes coming out of the, and I was like, yes, whatever. This was new. I was like, you put my brain. Like, my brain is in my hairstyle.
I love it.
Yeah.
And we have Michelle down there. We gotta talk about how was it like working with her? I mean,
she's amazing. Honestly, like, I remember the first time I met her, and she was so warm. She gave me like 2 hugs back to back. And she said she liked my Christmas sweater. So instant besties, obviously. No, but in all seriousness, she is playful and such a generous actor. Immediately, she really made us feel part of the family. She loves Star Trek so much. She's the reason, you know, we have this, because it was her idea. Initially supposed to be a show, couldn't do a show. She's so popular. She doesn't have that much time to do a show, but she was like, let's make it into a movie.
Right.
And the fact that, you know, in one of her speeches in our first like dinners, she was like, thank you for saying yes. And I was like, Thank me? Thank you. But also, like, I understood the sentiment that we're all in this together.
Yes, I love it. There's kind of like a sisterhood going on also on set, and I love that so much. And what do you hope that fans take away from this? Maybe even the new fans who are joining this franchise.
I know, it's kind of cool that you don't have to know Star Trek prior to this to enjoy it and have fun. I, watching it, was trying to like pretend I wasn't in it and that I didn't know anybody, and I was like, what would it feel like to just watch it as a fan? And it's such a ride. It's so fun. There's a lot of comedy, there's a lot of action, and it goes by. I'm like, 90 minutes just like flew by. But I hope that this rendition of Section 31, which we haven't explored as much, makes the fans happy. From what I've heard, there's a lot of people who are happy. I also know that anything in a franchise can be really polarizing, and that's okay. It doesn't have to be for everybody. But if you're someone who likes to have fun, come on and join the fun.
Yeah. I love it, girl. And keep on shining. Thank you so much. Looking forward to it. Thank you. Hello, come on down. How you doing? How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I feel the energy is high here.
Good. No,
How you feeling?
definitely.
Premiere night.
Man, it's crazy. It's wild. I think it's a little bit like far out of reality, so it's a bit like, what? But I'm enjoying it. I'm soaking it all in, and being here with family is great.
And speaking of far out of reality, how are you feeling about seeing this, and what do you hope that fans take away from this?
Look, I'm excited to see it on the big screen. I'm excited to see it with the sound and the music and all those things. What am I excited for fans to take away is that, look, it's a return to grit without losing hope. And I think that's what I'm excited for.
That's a good mission statement.
Yeah.
We love it.
There we go.
And we can't go without talking about Michelle. I mean, what is it like seeing her in the main role? I mean, she's here. She is staying.
I mean, look, it's iconic. It's iconic, so you can't get away from that. But what I will speak to is her person, her humanity. Like seeing her day in, day out, her love, her joy for this, that for me is something incredibly special, far beyond the screen, is who she is as a woman.
She comes off very humble, and I could definitely see that from you.
Yes, absolutely.
And did she offer any sort of advice to the actors while she was there, would you say?
No, I think she did, just by the way in which she led. You know, she was never like, I've got some advice for you guys. But the stories that she would tell, the way that she conducted herself, both on and off set, that sets a precedent and an example. And for me, it was like her resilience and her perseverance. I mean, look where she is today. But she had to work incredibly hard to get there. And she's still working.
Yes.
Amazing.
A working gal. Thank you so much.
Thank
I love it. Looking forward to it. Yes. Thank you. Nocturnal.
Okay.
Yes, there we go. Right there.
With a K.
Yes, with
Yeah,
a K.
very cool.
We're knocking through
I
the
see
night,
that.
staying up busy. So first of all, congratulations are in order. How
Thank
you feeling?
Incredible. This is amazing. Yeah. I mean, yeah. To be part of this as a character actor is like a dream come true. Yeah. And then they told me I was getting punched by Michelle Yeoh, and I'm like, what? I'm like, can we add a kick in there? And but no kicks. Yeah.
And she does her own stunts, so that is highly impressive. I mean, you got to let me know. You mentioned the elephant in the room. What is it like working with her? Does she offer you guys any sort of piece of advice?
Well, she leads by example. Like, she's such a pro. She's there for you. She's so generous, and by that I mean, like, on whatever side of the camera she's on, she's so present, and she's team leader. I mean, she's incredible.
I love it. And for the Legacy fans who are looking forward to seeing this, what's your message to them?
I don't think they're going to get what they expect.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like Tunde's created something quite unique. I was surprised when I saw it. There were levels of humor and darkness, definitely levels of darkness that I didn't quite foresee when, reading it and, working on it.
Yeah, I did see that the director mentioned it's going to be unpredictable, a little edgy. Yeah, could you add more attributes to that?
I would think it gets darker than you think. Like when I remember seeing the trailers and everything, and then I have seen it, and so then you see it and you're like, oh, okay, this is promotion's one thing, and then the movie's something else. Yeah, so it's kind of neat. Yeah.
Dun dun dun. All right, so we're looking forward to it. You got me. It's like a cliffhanger right now. Amazing. Well, congratulations and enjoy this lovely evening.
Thank you. You have some parsley?
Oh, it's a two-jug. How are you? Nice to meet you.
How you doing? Nice to meet you too.
All right, so first of all, you had a very big role, of course, as EP. I need to know what is specific about this film besides the franchise. What makes this one so unique?
Well, the first thing is that it's a Star Trek story that doesn't take place in Federation space. And all the characters are not Federation, well, most of the characters are not Federation officers, right? These are actually the misfits. These are the people who wouldn't be able to put on a uniform and be part of a ship. But they want the same things that a traditional Federation officer wants, which is that incredible bright future that Roddenberry promised us, right? And the thing that is very interesting is that the idea of Section 31 is that it exists so that the Federation and Starfleet can keep their noses clean. That some problems actually have to be solved in the shadows. The light only exists with the shadow, and some problems need to be solved in that gray area that Starfleet can't actually touch. So this is where we get that. And on top of it, you have Michelle Yeoh, who's just an amazing, in every way an icon and a legend, and just a total delight. So a very fun character to write.
I want to know what made her stand out in the audition process. So what made you say she is the one?
There was no audition process. We were like, would you please be on our show? And she was kind enough to say yes.
Well, tell me a little bit about what gave you that kind of light bulb moment, like she's the one. What was it about her?
I mean, look, Star Trek's incredible history of inclusion and incredibly diverse casting is a given with Star Trek, right? Starting with the original series. And so the idea that you would have a captain in Michelle Yeoh was just really, really exciting to us, aside from being the biggest Michelle Yeoh fan ever. So I don't know. It was we got lucky having her. We really got lucky.
And what would you say out of all your visions for this specific film was one that you definitely want to get across? Like, I want to make sure that everybody knows this about the main character or gets this lesson across. What was that vision for you?
I mean, we knew that we wanted the movie to be really fun. And we also knew that we wanted the movie to, in a way, it's like a space western. You got a character who has a really, really checkered past, who's been running from her sins and gets called to put on her spurs one last time and has to decide if she's going to be bigger than herself and walk the path of redemption, right? So it really is a Western in space, and she was a perfect character for that.
Thank you so much. We look forward to seeing it.
So much.
So as an EP, I want to know, what was your main vision for this? What did you definitely, like, of all aspects, want to include in this film specifically?
No, it really was being in Trek and now being the 8th project we've done. It was doing something new that we'd never done before. And so, as when we reflect and we look back, we started working on this almost 6 years ago. At first, it was going to be its own series, and then it turned into this movie. So it really was just about framing it around this amazing character and that informing everything else. But it really was, we like each project in the Trek franchise to feel like it's its own identity, its own visual language. And so all kind of the vision and the focus that went into that to making sure this, this stood on its own as its own standalone thing. So,
well, tell me a little bit, since it was maybe supposed to be a series, what was that factor that made you turn it into a film?
It's so funny is a lot of the heart of the film as it is, and the characters are all the same. It just kind of, we took 10 hours of plot and we kind of put it into into this great event. And so it felt like with Michelle especially, and knowing wanting this to be a big spectacle, is we just felt like making a movie was the right thing to do for the character of Georgiou. And so and we're grateful. It's been a long journey to be here, but we're grateful to be here, and we can't wait for the fans to see it. So.
And what would your message be to the Legacy fans who are curious about how this one will look?
It's funny is we are so aware of Section 31 being a polarizing topic in Trek, but for us it's all about, there's obviously complexities that exist in the world that we deal with, and the idea that this group can exist within the Federation who are just trying to make a better future for everyone else. And so I think there's a lot to embrace there. And then similarly, in terms of just the character of Georgiou, like she's all on this path of redemption. So trying to make amends for your mistakes or your past is something that just is really important to us, and we think it's very relatable. And so the idea of framing the movie around that was just something that as we all got really excited about. So
we look forward to watching. So thank you so much.
Thanks so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry, I don't think you remember me. It's Nova from Emotional Creature. If I had not properly looked at you, I would have.
Oh my God.
Holy snap.
And Mama's still doing it.
Nice to see.
Do you recognize Nova?
Hi, from Emotional Creature. It's been a lifetime ago. How are you, Mama?
I just saw
you
Amira.
Oh my God, amazing.
She just was performing here.
Oh my God.
So
Well,
dope.
could I ask you a quick question?
Yes. All right, so let me know what we looking forward to tonight, girl.
Oh my God, the incredible Michelle Yeoh. We were talking about it in the car here, just trying to figure out what are we going to see with this show, like looking at the last episode, like going, it doesn't really make it clear, like there's a lot of surprises. We try to find stuff online. People have been asking questions for a year, getting zero information. So we feel very privileged to be able to find out the tea.
We've been mining your brother for information. We're like, tell us everything.
Yeah, my
about
brother's the
Section 31,
hugest Star Trek nerd, and he doesn't even know what's about to happen, so it's very
You're
exciting.
coming from another franchise, so how is that over here?
They're a space opera show, so they know. I mean, it's very exciting. Dave is going to laugh at this and be like, of course, what are you doing? I'm like, crossing the streams, I'm crossing the streams.
Amazing. And put the fans on, what can we look forward to seeing next from you?
I'm very excited that we're finally about to start production on our second season. So,
love it.
Yeah, very cool.
Confirmed. Amazing.
Yes.
And it's so great seeing you.
Good to
and
see you
definitely,
too.
oh my God. And full circle.